It's a good kitty. It's a good kitty. Kitty, kitty. That's one fine kitty right there. Yeah, he's a good guy. He got bit probably 2 months ago. Something, I think a coyote, might have been one of those foxes that are roaming around. Bit him on the rear end and ripped his ass open, man. Took like 15, 20 stitches to sew him back up and almost killed him. He was missing for 4 or 5 days, and I was walking up to the barn there where the pigs are and just noticed him all of a sudden down in the bushes. He must have been there for 4 days. And he's all good now. He's a good cat. Ain't you, buddy? That's Mickey Blue Eyes right there. Yeah. That's one fine kitty right there, you know what I'm saying? Anyway. You guys probably wondering what I've been up to. Not much going on. I've been working for another feller there. Same guy I went to Toronto with there to put that other sculpture in. He does large format sculptures, and we've been working on something for the past week and a half here. So come home after a day's work and I don't much feel like doing videos, so I'm kind of videoed out. I've been putting out videos quite a bit this year, and did almost 200 videos, I think, since in the past 14 months or so. And it's quite a bit involved in some of those videos, and some there aren't, like this one, for example. There won't be anything involved in this. I'm just going to upload it straight up. And me and Mickey Blue Eyes are just going to shoot the shit with you while we chill out. He's waiting for a bat to come by. He brought a bat home there a little while back. Let the thing go. He catches hummingbirds and bats and you name it. This cat will bring it home. Brought home a starling one day, a robin, a full-grown robin. And he's not a big cat. He's probably only a 8-pound cat, maybe. Tough, though. Not much going on in my shop. There's not a lot of work going on right now, so it's a little bit slow. I guess I should embrace that, because someday it won't be slow. The only problem with that is you're not making money, and I have a lot of overhead and lots of bills in my life, and when you don't have money coming in, it hurts. So this is why it's good to have things you can sell or savings. One or the other. You better have one or the other. If you don't have material things you can sell that are very liquid, and you don't have some money in the bank, when times get tough, you're fucked, So you want to have one or the other. Personally, I don't like to save money because I see how the value of it decreases so quickly that I would much rather have it in material goods, such as my equipment here. And I know sometimes it seems kind of wacky to sell some of this stuff. I mean, it's hard to come by certain machines and items. But you know what? They're just things at the end of the day. And you have to pay your mortgage because you want to keep your property and your home and your kitty and your puppies and all them other dirty cocksuckers. But other than that, there ain't much going on. I could fire up the forge right now. It's going on 9 o'clock at night. It's very quiet, and I don't think I want to make any noise. Maybe I'll just give you a little bit of advice relating to metalworking. Like I've said before, you don't need all this stuff to do some simple things. Say you wanted to put a large hole in some fairly thick sheet metal, say some 1/4-inch steel or 1/8 steel or something like that. You don't have a plasma cutter, and it's hard to do that sort of thing, like oddball shapes with a mini grinder. Get yourself a drill, which is pretty cheap. Nowadays you can find a decent electric drill. Don't use a cordless one because you need to drill a bunch of holes. So what you do is you take whatever it is you want to cut out of your sheet metal and just draw it out with a marker, or soapstone is the best thing to write on steel with, and take yourself like a 3/16 drill bit or a 1/8 drill bit, something that drills fairly fast, and just go all along and drill a whole bunch of little holes all right close to each other. And you can take a cold chisel after that and hit the bits of metal in between and score them. You can flip it over, do it on the other side, and you can almost take a hammer and basically just, if you got to set it at the edge of something. Stupid noisy truck. Set it at the edge of like a metal table or something and take a good hammer, and you can basically knock it right out, and then just take a file to it and clean it all up. That's one way to make a decent hole. What other little tips can I give you? If you ever run out of welding rods, or for example, if you're stuck out in the woods or something like that with a broken tie rod or something, you can, if you're lucky, you'll have a buddy there with you with his vehicle, and if you had jumper cables and you can find any kind of wire, piece of coat hanger wire or something like that sort of stuff, you can take two batteries, put them together, because if you have 24 volts you'll weld a lot better than if you only have 12 volts. But you can weld 12 volts. It's pretty hard to do, but you can do it, and it's pretty crude. If you can find some clay laying around, you can put the clay around the wire, and it'll actually help do a little bit better weld. Not much better. It's a coat hanger. But let's see, what else can you do? I don't know. Does anybody else have any stupid tips and tricks? Leave your comments below. I got a million of them. So do you. Any handyman's got a million of those tricks, and then when you're trying to think of them to tell a story, you can't even think of them. I remember, when you're lifting something heavy, bend your knees, not your back. Somebody recently gave me some of that advice. I try and do that all the time because I do have a bad back, and that's why. Just years of hunching over and picking things up. You can't always bend your knees when you're picking up something very large. And really, the general rule with that is, if you think it's going to hurt your back, don't lift it. But for me, I have a degenerative disc disease in my back, so pretty much anything I do hurts my back. So. Yep. Busy tonight. 2 cars went by this hour. Right, Mickey? Right, Mickey? Hmm? Meow meow. Meow meow. That's one fine looking kitty right there. Anyway, we'll talk to you later.